fact of the matter is, in spite of what's going on out there, in spite of the severe downturn, you do not have to participate. I'm not participating, nor is the person that invited you, our guest, onto tonight's webinar, and we invite you not to do not to participate either. This will give you some insight in terms of some of what's available out there through the distribution of this technology. And guys, you know what? This product of ours, it does all the heavy lifting for us, okay? And we're going to teach you how to plug into a system that can take your financial situation to a whole new level. And unlike MLM, it's not going to take you 3 to 5 years, if ever, okay? Now, here's our plan. What we're doing is we're actually taking advantage of 4 explosive industries right now that are going on simultaneously. So we're on the right side of the equation, guys. Let's talk about wellness. Wellness is an industry that's set to explode well beyond $1 trillion here in the next few years. As you read this book, I highly recommend you do. Paul Zane Pilzer, in my mind, is the leading economic trend forecaster out there. He talks about the greatest fortunes in the world will be made in the wellness arena. We've got one of the hottest wellness products that have ever hit the marketplace. What about this idea of going green? Everybody now, has figured out it's, kind of cool to go green, and this is where we need to be. Well, you know what? When you look at the bottled water industry, municipalities like San Francisco and Santa Barbara and Vancouver, British Columbia, and dozens of others have already banned the purchase of bottled water. And if you think about it, our landfills are loaded with empty bottled water. In California alone, 1 billion of these are ending up each and every year in the landfills. And I don't know if you guys can appreciate this, but each of those bottles takes over 1,000 years to biodegrade. And we're consuming bottled water to the tune of $65 billion a year, okay? Instead of being part of the problem, you guys, you can now be part of the solution. Because our company, we've gone green way before it was cool to go green. We won all sorts of environmental awards. So we've got that going on. When you look at the baby boomer segment, okay, this is the most powerful movement or mass of people that have ever existed on this planet. And if you could figure out what they need as they migrate into their next phase of their lives, you're going to dominate the marketplace, just like Dr. Furlong talks about. We've got a product that the baby boomers are flipping out twofold for 2 reasons. Number one, they are looking at this as the ultimate health insurance policy because they're sick and tired of going to the doctors and getting prescription drugs all the time. They're also looking for a way to fund their retirement because, especially now with the economic downturn, trillions of dollars have simply disappeared from the asset columns. They're now looking for some solutions, and they're not interested in going to work at McDonald's or Walmart for $5 and $6 an hour. This is a much more educated mass of people, guys, and so we've got something that they definitely want. Our business model, again, Mr. Oshiro, he kind of brought a similar business model from what they used with the Sony Corporation over in Japan. Here, he calls this human-based marketing, or quite simply, word-of-mouth referrals, okay? I'm going to talk about how that works here in just a minute, and it has opportunity written all over it. When you think about the fact that we've got a 35-year-old company that's vertically integrated, that does it all, so you got a company that's very well established, yet we got a product that nobody knows about, which it represents ground floor opportunity, and that's exactly what you want. And you know what? Typically, to bring a product to market, think about what you've got to do. You got to spend a fortune on marketing and advertising and distribution dollars, right? That always comprises the bulk of the expense to bring products to market. And especially now with everything being manufactured overseas and outsourced over there, very little goes into the actual manufacture. And so what our company does, the fact is we do not incur marketing or advertising or distribution expenses. So all our company has done is they've rerouted that large chunk of the pie into a referral-based marketing program that's rewriting the history books when it comes to home-based businesses. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about the richest people in the world are out there building networks all the while everyone else is trained to go to look for work, okay? Got to ask yourself this question: which side of the equation do I want to be on? If I'm an employee, understand I am working on my employer's dreams, not my own. And we're going to invite you, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to strongly recommend that for once in your life you start taking a vested interest in yourself, because the only security that we have, especially nowadays, is in ourselves. Now, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about our distribution model and how one earns commissions here. At the end of the day, you know what? This is a business, and it's a very, very powerful business model. And we're going to actually talk about our flagship product, the SD501, because that's what 98% of our sales are for, okay? Whenever that product is sold, our company pays out on a point system, 8 points in this example, and each point is worth $285. And please understand, I'm not talking to you on a what-if scenario or a theoretical basis. I'm talking to you about from a 3 years hands-on application here. In the 3 years that we've been involved around this product, we've already done over $100 million of business. And as amazing as that is, it took us 3 years to do the first $100 million, but we're actually on pace right now to do the next $100 million over the next 12 months. So the timing is absolutely perfect for you to be looking at this, okay? And what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you a simple concept here, a concept that's duplicating here like nothing I have ever seen. And having worked from home now for 17 years, I've seen a lot, you guys. I'm going to teach you a concept based on 3 little sales. 3 sales that you're going to go out and make with our help. I'm going to show you how you can transition into a 6-figure income part-time if that's something that you aspire to. On your first 2 sales, Mary and John, you're going to earn $285 or 1 point on each of the first 2 sales. But as soon as you made your third sale, in this case Jane, you've got 2 points or $570. As great as that is, you made $1,140 on 3 sales, okay? That's pretty good. But it's certainly nothing to lose sleep over, right? And it's still what I call linear income. We're still trading time for money, which is what we're taught to do in school, and that's not, you're never, ever going to get ahead doing that. What we're going to do now is we're going to teach Mary and John and Jane to do the exact same thing. Think of this like a mini franchise, if you will, because as we teach Mary to go out and make 3 sales, your cash register just rang 3 times 285. Same thing with John, another 3 times 285. But notice something interesting happens as Jane makes her first 3 sales. Now you've made 3 times $570. So now it's starting to get a little interesting. I think you'd agree here, right? So if you think about it, what have we done here? We've got a total group sales of 12. 3 that you personally made, the other 9 came indirectly, right, as a result of your efforts. So in that scenario, you've actually put $4,500 of cash in your pocket. So in essence, aside from the tax advantages, your machine is literally free. So think about this concept. 3 that get 3, my machine is free. And let me tell you what we're finding and what we're seeing here. Unlike anything I've ever seen out there, where people are always reluctant to go to their friends and go to their family members or their loved ones or even their business associates because they're not sure about the product, or many times they just get involved because there's an opportunity here. Then they want to go to cold market and do this and advertise this and that. Everybody that starts on this water by simply giving it away, which is what it's designed to do, you're going to start to get people that want their own machines, and that's just a part of the process. And everybody is going to their closest family members, because at the end of the day, the health benefits is what you want, not just for you, but for anybody that you care about, okay? So think about this. The original 12 sales that you made, they're on the left side of your screen. Those are the ones that are kind of shaded and faded out on your screen. Now we're going to focus on Kathy. In this case, Kathy is your 4th direct sale. When Kathy buys her machine, interestingly, you get paid 3 points or $855. So notice, what are we going to do with Kathy? We're going to teach Kathy now, of all of the people that she knows, we're going to teach her to do what you just did, expose 3 people that want to buy this machine. As she does that, her first 3 sales, your cash register rang $855 3 times. But not just on those 3 sales, how about the next 9? Same situation. Now 9 additional visits to the mailbox at increments of $855 per sale, okay? So we taught Kathy to go out to do what? 3 to get 3, so Kathy's machine is free to her. But imagine, off the same 12 sales that Kathy was able to earn her machine for free, you made over 11 grand cash on those sales, okay? Excuse me. So think about that, you guys, and that's just at the 3-point level, okay? And it gets better, which is what it's designed to do. As your team and your productivity continues to expand and increase, imagine you're going to be earning increments now, come on screen, at $1,140, direct sales and indirect sales. From there, you'll roll to 14.25, direct and indirect, and then ultimately end up at $1,710 from that point on. Once you attain, this is known as our 6A position, you're at a $1,710 spread on every direct sale that you make, and as they start to tell others who tell others who tell others, your cash register will be ringing at increments that are just going to boggle your mind. So unlike MLM, where they're dealing with, nickels and dimes and quarters and a few dollars, here we're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on each and every sale, you guys. And once you've attained this status here, you've opened up 4 additional streams of income. I don't have time to get into all this right now. I'll just tell you that the last stream of income, international revenue sharing, I've got people in my group right now that are making a very large 6-figure income off of that stream of income alone. Road to 6 figures in 6 months. How exciting would that be, you guys? First of all, understand, we're already doing it. It's a proven business model. There are no sign-up fees, no monthly or annual fees. There's no monthly qualifications or forced auto ships like you got in MLM. No inventory, no paperwork. Absolutely no deliveries. That's all done for you. International business. We're taking this project around the globe, and one way is right through these webinars, we're driving business all over the world. 6 amazing streams of income, guys, and by the way, we pay daily. Imagine, we've redefined the meaning of mailbox money, and at the end of the day, guys, cash is king, especially right now. Unbelievable team support and training, the tax advantages we talked about earlier. End of the day, you got a ground floor opportunity without the risk, and that's absolutely what you fantasize about. Typically, ground floor opportunity spells ground floor risk, which spells 18 months later, 98% of those companies are nowhere to be found. You don't have to worry about that. So if you like what you've heard, or maybe you like some of the graphics you've seen on your screen, you've already completed step number 1. Congratulations. I invite you to take 15 minutes of your day or your night, depending on where you're dialing in from. Go check out this technology in action. KangenDemo.com, that's my good friend Bobby Grudelli, does an amazing 15-minute demonstration. You can see the product in action. You're going to be blown away with what you discover. Those of you that are looking to take your business, to a whole new level, or your financial situation, do yourself a favor, dial that hotline, box number 3. There you'll hear from 17 of my teammates from around North America. You're going to be floored with what you hear, okay? And understand, this is not an MLM deal. It's a much, much more powerful business model that has all the upside without any of the baggage. And my feeling is, you guys, once you complete those 3 steps, once you get the answers to your questions, you're going to reach the same conclusion that we did. It just is, it makes too much sense. And you know what? Let me say this to you. From a product perspective, first and foremost, I don't care what you got going on in your life. This is the water that you and your family desperately need, okay? So that is a given. And how anybody can go back to doing things the way they were doing it before learning about this water is totally beyond me, okay? So the product to me is a given, and I think you're going to reach that same conclusion. And then, you know what? Even if you've got all the money in the world, we still need your help, you guys. We got to create as much awareness for this water and for this movement as humanly possible. Because you know what? If we don't start to do something, especially if you live here in the good old U.S. of A., the consequences are going to be tragic in the not too distant future. Okay? So, bottom line is here, we've got it all. To be able to participate in something this big, this early in the game, it's just, I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation. And regardless of what that dream of yours might be, we feel we got the perfect vehicle to fund it. And so what you want to do is get back to the person that you know, invited you. Thank them for thinking of you, number one, and just tell them where your interest level is. You know what? Even if you have no interest, just say, hey, guys, thanks, I've enjoyed the information, it's just not for me. If you're one of those, you know, few, God bless you, thank you for the time. If you're interested in the product at this point, just tell tell the person that invited you, hey, at this point in my life, I'm interested and I want to learn more about the product because I see how me and my family can benefit. And if you're also then looking to get involved in the distribution of it, let the person that invited you know that as well. And guys, I'm confident in saying that we'll be celebrating your successes on our up-and-coming webinars or live conference calls or the live events that we're now doing all over the world. And so that being said, we are officially at a wrap. I really appreciate the time again here tonight. You guys have a great remainder of your evening, and good night, and God bless.